Happy Friday, everyone. How are you doing? And welcome to an African perspective concept. So, if you're new on this channel, I give my opinions on every whatever video I react to, but I do have an accent. I been considered to have the poorest English on YouTube. I shouldn't even be having a platform. But anyway, this is not the point here. The point is if you do have a problem with my accent, or if you do have a problem of my poor English, then I think this video is not for you. But if you're here just for the good times, um, then let's dive right into the video. And thank you guys for watching as usual. I almost forgot this video is from Unpopular Notes. He has like the best content. So yeah, um go check out his videos. And thank you guys for watching as usual. The title of the video is Terrifying Footage of People Being Followed Home Part 4. I haven't seen part 1, 2, 3, or 4. I mean, this is the fourth one, but haven't seen them. I will, of course I will. Yeah, that being said, be always careful with your surroundings. Always.
There are too many evil on legs walking around in our world, and each day of the week we try to avoid them, to stay safe and stay alive just a little longer. What happens when these things follow you home, trailing you to the one place you feel the safest? These terrifying videos of people being followed home will leave you quaking in your boots, but most importantly, it will remind you to be more careful even when you think you're safe. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like this one. I share new videos every other week, so be sure to click that notification button. A casual tag-along and an attempted break-in. This dangerous-looking man sends chills down my spine just by looking at this video. Imagine being the woman, innocent, oblivious to the clear and present danger. Watch the map line on the screen to see the distance she was followed, but it didn't stop it being followed. The dangerous-looking man got into her backyard and attempted to get into her home. He tried several windows, seeking a vulnerable spot from which to get into the house. The worst part of it is that this is a campus and students have seen the man loitering around.
I've seen him a couple times too. I'm around the Union.
I have seen him within the last week or so. I wouldn't say I've seen him much before.
The woman was forced to hide out in her own home, hoping the creepy man would leave. He sat on her patio for another 15 minutes afterwards, each moment of the ordeal deeply terrifying for the woman.
As females, we just have to take the extra precautions necessary to keep ourselves safe, but also make sure that our friends are safe and that our friends get home. And, text your friends when they get home.
If that's a campus, do they not have like security guards?
Never walk alone. This might just be the only antidote, partnering up, walking in groups, but is that what we have devolved to as a people? Watch the woman in a long gray coat make her way along the street, and a moment later you see this man following right behind her.
When I got almost to in front of my house, I heard someone going, "Ma'am, ma'am."
The next frame shows the bone-chilling video in all of its gory details. He's barely 10 steps behind her, and the moment she slows down, he slowed down as well, then bends to lace his shoes. He knows his game is up, so he has to improvise, so he calls the woman's attention, saying she dropped a $5 bill.
I was carrying a tote because I had taken Christmas presents, so I knew I didn't have any money in there.
See how close to danger she is? How easy it could be for him to cause her harm. But the story doesn't end there. The man's assumed to have driven off in that white SUV, which drove off afterwards, and according to the victim, the car drove by about 4 times, slowing down each time it went by her home.
So what was the intention? He wanted to follow her and rob her and then get away in the getaway car. Women out there, some of us work like late hours, and you have to be very careful of your surroundings. I used to work very late, and I used to be very careful of my surrounding. I wouldn't go out without like scanning the area to see if somebody maybe is hiding somewhere. You have to be very careful.
Doesn't he look innocent? When that screen draws close and his image fills it, you'd think he's just another regular man, a simple John going about his daily business. But he's far from innocent. He's simply the devil's spawn.
It definitely helps you become well aware of your surroundings though. That's how a lot of things have to be, because you just never know.
Very scary, because now it's if I go out and I'm always looking over my shoulder to see if somebody's following me or anything.
In the first video where he had a gray top on, he followed a woman around Echo Park Lake, trailing her as she made her way home.
I don't know how to feel about that. I really hope she's okay though.
I'm particularly miffed by how casually he walks. The woman had simply taken her dog on a walk, and in performing such a simple task, she puts herself on the radar of this dangerous man. Security cameras won't do the job. Even when there's security cameras in your building, these creeps don't care who sees or who knows that they're the dangerous stalkers. It might be time to stay indoors, especially when the sun falls off the face of the sky and darkness settles over the horizon. This evil man follows a woman home late in the night between the hours of 11 p.m. and 12 a.m. Watch as he walks without looking skittish. He makes his way into the hallway, unbothered by the security cameras hanging around the building. Watch us walk through the hallway with the same calm demeanor, following the woman who's making her way up the stairs.
I think he thinks he's so dressed up, like he has the hoodie on, he's all dressed up in black, so he thinks it's like a camouflage or camouflage, you call it. He thinks he's so slick and smart. But anyway.
Can you guess what happened next? She's safe at least, and that's all we can say. The monster didn't stop at the door. We've already mentioned that there's uncountable monsters out here, but sometimes the monsters stop at the door, unable to cross the threshold, but not in the case of this 20-year-old Stillwater woman who found the monster could have come way too close for comfort. Listen to the 911 call when the woman calls to report the danger to her life.
Please hurry.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We're on the way. Just stay on the line with me, okay?
Please. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
The palpable fear, the terror in her voice, and the whimpering voice whispering, "I'm going to die. I'm going to die." The door was left open when the intruder simply rushes in, forcing her to flee, hide in her garage, and call the police.
I'm Officer Hal. Yeah, Officer Hal.
Here's the one good news from this scary tale. The intruder was arrested by the police, and hopefully he won't ever be able to do this again. This is not his first rodeo. The first time he did this, he followed a woman, then pretended to apologize to her when suddenly he pounced and tried to carry her off into the car park. He didn't succeed because the woman was a tigress who fought back, attacking with her keys and biting her attacker. She bit hard enough because she was able to extricate herself from the danger.
The woman fought with her keys. Like, seriously? You have no idea if somebody has... Oh, YouTube will censor the video. You have no idea if somebody has something, a weapon or something that's dangerous. But yeah, fighting a man with your key, usually try to walk around a place where there are a lot of people, where there are people around. Like, don't just walk in these secluded places, like secluded roads, streets at night. It's very dangerous.
About a few days later, here's a video of the man following another woman. Watch how he ambles along the road, walking almost aimlessly in his all-black attire. His clothing appears to be white and black in some frames because of the infrared. I hope he gets worse than a bite next time. Wait, are those cops? What do you do when a creepy person follows you home? You call the cops, of course. What do you do when the creepy person or persons are cops? Would you call the cops on the cops? That is exactly what this Edmonton woman did.
The first one, I thought maybe it was just because she didn't want me to see her there. Then when they walked around the house and started doing the other cameras, I thought, this is it for me. I might not make it out.
When she heard a knock on her door, she took a look and saw cops outside, but things didn't sit.
Why did the cop hide the camera? Why? I told you guys some cops. Yeah, I'm not supposed to say because people will get triggered. But you are the cop. You're supposed to keep us safe. Like, maybe she knows her. Maybe there's a grudge. Maybe there's something. We have no idea. We have no idea. Maybe. Let me just keep those thoughts to myself. But cop following you home, that's now. That's way worse than a criminal. Way worse.
Right, which made her pause. She watched and saw the police officers turning her security cameras away. She quickly called 911 to report the police to the police. That sounded just weird. One of the officers tried to kick her back door down.
They're interfering with private property, which is the crime of mischief to private property. And they're obviously trying to make sure that there's no independent audio-video record of what they're doing, and that's obstruction of justice.
Have you ever experienced such? This is
And intimidation. It's like we are the cops, so we can do whatever we want. No.
the height of crazy, and no matter how it's explained, I can't get over the fact that a couple of cops tried to steer security cameras away from whatever it is they wanted to do at a private residence where they weren't invited. What's in the bag? What do you do when you hear strange voices outside your home with your husband away and your kids soundly asleep? Do you panic, or do you simply take a look around the house to make sure everything is okay? This Nestor woman who'd only returned from work a few hours earlier simply got up, made sure all the doors were locked, and checked on her kids when she heard strange voices outside her home at 2:45 a.m. And that might be what saved them from this intruder who walked up to the home. The hooded man made his way casually to the front door like he built the house from the ground up. He tried the lock. When it didn't give, he made his way around back only to encounter the same obstacle. The security camera captured the creepy guy clearly, showing him carrying a paper bag. What do you think's in that bag? Weapons? Some dangerous tools of the creepy man's trade? Your guess is as good as mine. By day or night. Most stalkers operate at night. We've heard stories, seen videos, and read news that force us to plan our lives in a way that ensures we don't stay out late. Because stalkers and other garden variety criminals perform their dirty tricks at night, but this video proves otherwise. Watch the woman going about her day and the man in black with his hands stuck in his pocket following her. Watch the moment she stops and changes direction. See how the stalker stops like a deer in the headlights, then he picks up right where he left off and follows her yet again. This is crazy, especially considering that it's happening in broad daylight with people around. Just crazy.
I would scream and shout and call for help. I don't care. I would just scream and shout.
He came bearing arms. Most of the stalkers we've discussed so far didn't have any weapons on them, but not this fella who came with a knife in his person. From the outset, he was determined to get violent, and according to reports, he followed a woman on the Lower East Side, forced his way into her apartment, and even went ahead to steal her phone and a few other valuables. In the video, we see him amble around, picking out his phone and staring for a moment at the screen. Just looking at him, you're convinced that he's up to no good. What does she want? Whenever the doorbell rings past midnight, then something is very wrong somewhere. The woman in this video proves the aphorism to be true. She's barefoot, she appears to be wearing handcuffs, and she's definitely disoriented as she rings the doorbell here.
You see the video, she was being very quiet and looked just distressed.
Residents say she didn't just ring the doorbell at this one house, she rings several, but before anyone gets to the door, she's gone like a puff of wind. No one knows why she's doing that or who she is. Without the security cam video, everyone would assume that they were merely hearing things since it was
She probably was kidnapped. She probably was like handcuffed in some basement. So, and she miraculously escaped. We don't know how this ended because this is the only detail here. Like, because people said in this video they saw their door come. A woman was just knocking and leaving. So probably nobody opened the door for her. People are so scared, but at the same time, she looks like she was in distress, and she was looking for help. And I just hope she's alive. I hope somebody finally opened the door and she's okay. She's alive. I hope so.
It was past 12 o'clock midnight and the little green people are out and about.
Something was wrong. Nothing good happens after midnight.
It's creepy to watch her looking like she's under the influence, a little scared going from door to door. What does she want? Casual danger. When people say danger's lurking in the corner, they're talking about this. The randomness of it all makes me extremely sad, but maybe it's not as random as I think. Maybe there's more to this than it seems. Watch as this man is walking in an entirely different direction when he sees this woman across the road, going about her way, and he changes his course to follow her. Has he been wanting to do her harm before now, or is this as random as it seems? Think about it a little more. Someone you have no prior encounter with could do you harm simply because your paths cross at the worst time. We hope this woman is safe, even though this video says otherwise. Bad things come in twos. When this man left his home and dutifully locked his doors, he didn't expect to meet any mishaps on his way. He just walked leisurely like any man would on a cool evening. Look closely at the top side of this video and you'll see two men pick up his tail, follow him almost immediately as he left his home. I think often about how easily and blatantly these stalkers do their despicable business. They walk with impunity. They don't try too hard to hide what they're doing. They just walk right behind you. They don't even keep enough distance between themselves and their victim. This man didn't have just one. He had two, which tells me it's premeditated, because one could be written off as a momentary decision, but two is definitely a crowd. These people sat down and decided that they'll stalk this man. I just hope that they fail, whatever their intentions are. But I guess hope really is a candle in the wind. It goes out too quickly. They follow you home and rob you. This is what they do. First they case you, they try to see what expensive jewelry you have on, and they stalk you, follow you home, and rob you. This time they've decided they need to upgrade their game and rob an owner of a high-end car. The video you see is actually the end of the melee. They've already followed their suspect, stalking him and trying to carjack him while he was in traffic.
Who is being robbed? The woman in black or what? Like they just stop you on the road and ransack your car? Like this robbery is to the highest level. I have no words. I do not know how to describe. I usually do not have any words, like as usual, poor English over here. But how can this happen? Like if I see somebody trying to rob me on the street, because this is on the street, this is not like a parking lot. I would like step on that. I would step on the gas like I don't care if I hit something. Of course, I have to care if I hit something, but I would like step on the gas and drive like crazy because they're on foot. Oh, maybe I don't know. Let's just watch the video and see who is being robbed here because I have no idea.
The driver wasn't having any of it. He tears off and they chase him in their Audi, but here they crash into something and their car is unable to move. Now they know they don't have any other play here except to get away. Watch as they grab their belongings out of the car's trunk, then take off on foot. Imagine being stalked by this team of miscreants who take the time to case their target, make certain of what they plan to steal before they stalk and steal. Whichever way you look at it, it scares me half to death. The terror might be what kills you. When you step out of your home and head to an upscale restaurant for a good meal, you're probably not thinking about stalkers and follow-home robbers. It's chilling when you're confronted with the reality that your upscale neighborhood, your upscale restaurants, and upscale wealth, is that even a thing? Can't save you from these miscreants. The man in this video, whose face has been blurred for anonymity, has his world shaken when two men stalk him from the restaurant. Watch as these two.
Look at that car. Just look at that car. Of course, when you have this kind of car, people will automatically like assume you are rich. Of course, if you have this kind of car, probably you are rich. Yeah, but you have to be careful. Like, be careful of your surroundings.
Men in black and green hoodies come quickly into focus the moment he gets to his door. They waited all this while, bidding their time, waiting for the perfect moment to carry out their evil plans. Good news, they failed. Even better news, he announced a cryptocurrency reward for anyone who has information on the stalkers. We wait for you to get home. Just like the last video, the pain here is in how these dangerous criminals and stalkers wait, following without being noticed. Imagine being followed for 30 miles. Crazy thing. This family went to the Galleria in Houston for some family time, oblivious of the fact that they had some dangerous criminals monitoring their every move. And when they drove back home to Spring, the danger followed them all the way.
We had gone to some higher-end luxury stores and bought, several $1,000s worth of goods.
The car you see with its windows smashed in belongs to the family. They didn't expect to be robbed, certainly not by thieves who trailed them 30 miles from the Galleria, but this is their reality: smashed windows, missing bags, and other valuables. Before we play the last clip, we're sure you've been enjoying everything so far, so why don't you consider subscribing to our channel? We post 2 new scary videos every week, so subscribe and click the notification button so you can stay up to date with the new releases. You buy, we steal. A lot of weirdos and creeps hang around malls and stores trying to find a mark. Their motto is simply, you buy, we steal. Many people would be happy if what they want from the stores can just magically be delivered to their homes through some sort of alien chute, because going to the mall is an extreme sport. If you doubt me, ask the woman in the video.
I noticed an individual getting into the car, but all I could see was a hood. And the car took away at a pretty rapid pace.
She'd gone to the store, bought the things she needed, and made her way home. The only thing she didn't take into account is the man in the video, who tailed her car and lurked around her home, waiting to get in until her dog scared him off. She's not the only one to be followed home after shopping in this very manner. The stalker who's been identified by the police is said to have done the same to other people. Maybe we should all get a dog.
The video has ended. But don't forget to subscribe to Unpopular Notes and just be aware of your surroundings. Like the motto of this video, always be aware of your surroundings. And if you do not have, I don't know, sometimes people do not have cash or money to, take a taxi when it's like late at night, because I would prefer not working but taking a taxi back home. Yeah, sometimes Uber is also a problem, but it's safer. Yeah, because there's a story of this blind girl, I think was even featured on television, took her Uber back home because it was late at night. I don't know, she went to have a drink or eat or whatever. And this Uber driver, you know, the end story was she was gone. Yeah, she was like ended. But it's not safe at night, so usually call a friend to come pick you up, take a taxi, make sure. So always think forward. Be careful of your surroundings. We especially we women, we are not safe out here. And if you are a man, a rich man, be double, I don't know, quadruple careful. Stop flashing your richness because they will follow you to the store, to everywhere, unless you know how to protect yourself. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope I didn't piss you guys off. It's like the last time. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and see you on my next video. And please do not forget to like, share, comment. Please be nice in the comment section. And see you in my next video. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a video. And see you next time. Bye. 8.